5038 props. I'm running them on the EMAX RS2205S 2600 kV. Someone told me before I got them that they were not good on a heavy quad. This is around 614 grams battery and with camera. They probably have their purpose. It seemed like they had some not a lot of grunt low end. Like if you were coming out of a dive, I would be scared. I would hit the ground. But top end, it seemed like it had a little top end speed on the 2600 kV. I don't know. I have a couple other props to try out just to see, you know, the different feel of the different props. But the RaceKraft 5038, you know, I just don't know where their place is. I wouldn't say they're a bad prop. Before I had done a cut of this video, and I'd say, well, no, probably not, because I flew a little bit, but I didn't have time to really push it. It doesn't have that punch out, but it seems like it does have a little stable in the air. It can take corners pretty well. I did do, you know, I got some flight footage I'll put up. Obviously I can't put up all of it for all the props, but you know what, I almost want to keep them on. I almost think I like them, but we got some other props to try out, and then I'm just trying to give you my first impressions of them. State on the RaceKraft 5038s that on punch outs, my lowest voltage sag with the Infinity 1500s is 13.5. It's my lowest voltage. So just wanted to mention that. These right here are the HQ 5x4x4. They are the PC props. During my flight with these, I did actually have a low RSSI, and then I flew back in the same place and didn't have any problems, so I don't know what went on there, but I did have a pretty big crash. I'll have to look at the HD footage to see what the crash was, but the props are pretty good. They don't look like, I mean, they're a little dirty, but that's it. But anyways, back to the flight footage. I did notice on these, I had the on punch outs, my voltage sag was down to 13.3 on these. You know, they definitely don't have a top end speed. I am running the 2600 kV. But man, they got some grip in the corner. I think they've got their place. The thing is you know, I heard my beeper going off a lot on low voltage sag. So they really, when you go punch out full throttle, they really suck down the juice. But you know, once again, lowest voltage was 13.3. You know, I'm almost leaning towards the 5038s more than these. I mean, they're definitely durable. I wish I could have got the HQ 50 or 5x4x3, but they were out of stock, and I ordered all the props at the same place to get cheaper, you know, overall shipping. So maybe I'll try them. These felt very good in the corner. They definitely, you know, of course, you know, that's, you should have more grip with four extra propellers, but yeah, I mean, they're definitely not bad. They're definitely durable. I did a wreck to find out, but yeah, I mean, you know, they have their place. I don't know, you know, they're, like I said, they are in the corner, but you know, it was like the throttle range. Once I get past 50% throttle, it just had nothing else left. So that's the only downfall for it. RaceKraft 5040 tri-blades, so 5, 4, 3, just your standard ones. I don't think there's anything special about these. You know, I just flew the by 4 ones from HQ, and man, they're so much tighter in the corner. But these, I would say they have, I'd say these have a little bit more speed to them, I guess, because it's easier for the 2600 kV motors to pull these around to spin as props. So you know, in the end, it may be middle ground. Maybe the 3s are better than the 4s, but man, them 4s were tight around the corner. So I would definitely say these are better. I normally, you know, I used to run the King Kong 5040 tri-blades, and they are, I think these are better. The lowest voltage that I got on these props was 13 volts. So I guess the amp draw is a little bit more than the by 4s because they were 13.3. So yeah, you know what, I can't say I don't like them. I'm just trying to give my first opinion. Yeah, but I mean, I like them. I definitely like them. I mean, I like all the props so far, but yeah, these are good. These are good, but you know, it's my first opinion. Once again, you know, it doesn't have a lot of top end. It does hang the corners pretty good. It seems a little high amp draw to me. But compared to the HQ by 4s. So, all right. The butter cutters by Lumenier. The hype was pretty high on these, especially since they are always out of stock. But then again, that could be marketing. I doubt it, though. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying they're not good props. They're not for my quad. I'll tell you what, this is how I am feeling right now about these. They are very, very loose in the corners. Now maybe that's PID tuning, but I'm just, no PIDs have changed in these props. Haven't changed my PIDs in a while. Haven't upgraded. The amp draw was a little high. The amp draw was or not amp draw, but the lowest voltage I hit with these props was 12.6. So the other props were definitely not pulling as many amps, or not pulling as much, not causing as much voltage sag. My amps on my OSD are not right, but I really don't care. I just like for the milliamps, so I know exactly when to land. But anyways, yeah, you know what? I've got the Racer Star 5048s, and I hate to say it, but I like them better than these for the amp draw. They get down to about the same amount of amps, or about the same amount of voltage sag on my batteries. So, and they got a lot more power than these, and they're a lot tighter in the corners. So I know Racer Star is a copy off of something else, but the 5048s, I don't guess they really are. But in the end, even if I want a 13 amp, 13 volts as the lowest voltage sag, I'm gonna have to give it to the Cyclones, the Dial Cyclones. I've been flying them mostly, and I think I like them better than these Lumeniers. I really was disappointed because of the hype on these. Now they're good props. Now they may fly a lot different on 2300 kV, but on 2600 kV, out of the 4 props that I have flown today, back to back, these had the most hype and the most disappointing. Not that they're bad, but disappointing compared to the hype. I think now looking back at the 5038s, they were actually pretty good. You know what? I think out of all 4 props that I've tested today, the Dial are still the top. Probably racing props. I probably need to try the HQ 50 by 4x3s, but the RaceKraft 54.3s were pretty good. So, but anyways, this is about the butter cutters. I was worried that I was really gonna like them and want to go buy some more, but obviously they're never in stock. So, but I won't have to worry about that. Probably gonna stick with the Dial Cyclones because they're kind of medium in the road. So, yep. So. Just kind of recap on the props that I've used today. I went out and flew the Dial Cyclones again just to double check that they were still my favorite prop right now. Looking at about a 13 lowest voltage on my batteries compared to the other ones. That's about where I like it at. It's where I feel comfortable with not hurting my batteries with the lowest voltage sag of 13 volts. And that's just voltage sag. It's not that they're always that way. So this is your Dial Cyclone props. I know I've had them on my channel before. Just wanted to show them to you. And here is the not so infamous butter cutters, at least to me. So they probably got their place, but You know, I almost thought they just, I mean, I guess because of all the torque, all the blade is all in the middle. It doesn't hold in the corners. That's just the way it is. So here is your butter cutter. Just really was not as good as I was hoping it to be. Here is our 5038s. After going through all of my them 4 props, they're still, I still would probably play with them a little bit more, but they didn't make a great impression on me, but they were okay. They were usable, obviously, and lower amp draw too. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll get some lower amp draw on these. And let's see, we got the old trusty RaceKraft 5040 tri-blades. I'm going to have to compare these to the HQ ones, the HQ 5x4x3s, just to see. But so far, I mean, I think these are good overall average for the racetrack. Pretty good. So there's some other people that use these, and that, you know, they like them. So I mean, they're pretty good. And then last but not least, the HQ 5x4x4s. You know, I'm gonna have to put these back on and play with them a little bit more. But man, you could take some corners with it. So it did seem like this may be better on a lower KV, maybe a 2400 KV, because, you know, when I went to go around a corner and peg it, man, it dropped the, you know, all I heard was that buzzer going beep 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 beep. So but yeah, I mean, I like them. You know what, I would probably say these right here were my second favorite of the day. I'm going to definitely put these back on. Yes, they didn't have a lot of top end, but man, I bet you they can hold a racetrack though. So I'm gonna have to try these out again. So the HQ 4s, 4x4s. So that kind of wraps up this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know how helpful it's going to be. I'm just trying to give you my opinion, my first impressions of these props, and with one flight on each of them and a few flights on these, you know, like I said, I'm gonna have to put some more flights on them props, but first impressions is what you got. So still gonna rock the Cyclones. Now I like them Racer Star 5048s as far if I want some power. Then we're got some top end speed, but average overall, top end, low end, grip, a little bit of grip in the corners. These are still what I like. So, all right, thank you very much.